Another story, like I said, of the ones that I read that seemed like another kind of eye-opening experience to you that almost seems like it went off the rails a bit is your match that you had with Bryan Danielson and Roderick Strong.
Oh, yeah.
It seemed like it was kind of went awry. Tell what happened on that.
Yeah.
It's funny, Matt has yet to watch that back because he has such bad memories of it. That was DDT tournament for PWG, which meant we had to wrestle 3 times in one night. And for PWG, those matches were so hard on the body. Wow. And this was the finals. And I believe it was the second match that we had. We were supposed to be the baby faces, but for whatever reason, the crowd turned on us completely.
In match 2.
You
know what it was? We were wrestling Kenny and Chuck Taylor, the men of low moral fiber. And they were just these...
That was their name?
Yeah. they were like... It was like their first time teaming. And they were 2 singles guys, but they were 2 popular hot acts. And people just wanted them to win. And I think at this point, we're just the white meat, fist-pumping, come-on, baby guys that...
They were over that.
They'd seen the act for a
Come on,
year.
baby, that'll never get over.
And I think they were just like, you know what? We've seen this act. These guys are just good guys. They don't have any depth to their character. So they turned on us. And when we beat those guys in the second round, the whole place booed us out of the building. And Bryan and Roderick were in the finals with us, and it was a problem because they saw us as the baby still. And they were like, listen, we got to get the crowd to sympathize for you guys again. And the way we're going to do it, this was Bryan's suggestion, is we're just going to have to beat the hell out of you. And we were like, we agreed because we're like, yeah, you're probably right. That's cool. Let's do that. But we had no idea what we just agreed to. You know what I mean? So we go out there, and I don't think they knew either how bad it was going to get. They go out there, and they're just the ultimate baby faces, and we're getting booed out of the building no matter what. And we don't know what we're doing.
They would hit us harder, and it would get a bigger reaction each time.
The more they hit us or the more they slammed us, the more they kicked us, the crowd got louder and louder and louder. And if we fought back, they booed.
Oh, wow.
So they're thinking, like, well, we just got to hit them harder. We got to hit them more. And they cheered more and more and more. And the idea just backfired. It wouldn't work. And instead of, like, just trying something new or just going with the flow, they just continued beating us. And it got to the point where it felt like it was like we were in a real fight. Where I remember even, like, Roderick would run down the apron when I wasn't even the legal guy, and you'd pull me down and throw me into the chairs. And, like, if we're fighting out in the seats, and, like, at one point the Cutlers were there, and they thought they were going to have to. They told me this later.
That was a shoot.
They thought they were going to have to come down and help us because they thought we were getting
our poor wives were in the crowd.
Yeah.
And they were crying their eyes out because they knew they've seen enough wrestling to know, man, these guys are literally getting beat up.
Yeah, it was rough. At one point, I remember Nick was getting the elbows from Bryan, and Nick was just like after the 20th one or whatever, you're like,
that's right.
Enough.
I said, stop. But he kept
and we were never the wussy types of guys. We took a beating. Like, I took a beating in wrestling school. Like, I would show up, like, to the point where my mom and dad were like, we're going to call the cops for assault and battery. You have a black eye again, busted lip. Because, like Nick said, we were kind of the arrogant backyard wrestler because they were trying to teach us a little humility.
Right.
So, like, we were used to getting our asses beat. But this was next level. This was like nothing I don't think I've ever seen since. And like Nick said, I haven't even watched the tape back because I don't know. It's weird. It's like, I feel like I've seen a clip before and I get kind of angry again. And it's like, why would I want to relive that? And Roderick came up to us right afterward and he apologized for the whole thing.
Because I don't know what happened out there.
And I know Bryan felt bad about it too, but it's like, I'm not even upset with him anymore about it. Like, why would I at this point? Like, I'm still buddies with these guys. But like, I still look back at that and it was a learning lesson for me because I don't think I'll ever do that to anybody because I don't want to ever make a younger talent feel the way that I felt that night and continue to kind of feel. You know what I mean?
Like ever feeling taken advantage of, and that's how we felt after.
Yeah, when you trust each other with your bodies.
And it's funny because it's 2 of the best wrestlers I know, 2 of my buddies.
Which is so surprising to me, especially because I don't know Roderick at all. But working with Bryan, not that I've ever had the great match that we probably could have had, but it surprises me they just wouldn't have gone with the flow and just turn heel. Or turn babyface.
You're right. Like, I don't know. Like, I remember Super Dragon at the time because he was the promoter. He was kind of on their side too, though, because he saw us as a babyface act too.
Yeah, I remember after the second match, we got back and we went up to him and said, we got to be the heels now.
So it wasn't really just their fault because I think he was also in their ear going, no, they're my babies. Because we were like their top baby face tag team. So I think there's a lot of different people. It was just a weird thing. I think now in retrospect, all of us would have made a different decision that night.
For sure.
And then the thing I regret is hitting back. I probably should have just taken it. And then, like, it would have been easier on me. But, like, I think maybe they thought, like, oh, okay, these guys are into it. You know what I mean? Like, no, I really wasn't. It's like maybe we made the mistake of doing that and just fighting back.
It's the lessons that you learn when you're coming through the business.
Absolutely.
We've all had those moments.
Yeah.
Right.